The question is about connections between the push for this Trans-Pacific Partnership Treaty with Asian nations and the military expansion into Asia. Did somebody want to take that on?
I mean, Abe is one of the biggest issues of the leader of Japan. Okay, Abe came in and got elected because their economy was so bad, and he promised he was going to get them out of it, so on and so forth. So there's what he wants to do with changing the constitution, remilitarizing, and Obama going along with this Asia-Pacific pivot. Again, yes, there is a lot about the military. That's also keeping our military-industrial complex funded in terms of the base in Okinawa. The trade piece of it is NAFTA Part 2, right? We know what a nightmare NAFTA is, but it's sold from Hillary to Bill to everybody as being somehow good, which of course it's not in any way, shape, or form. So this is just, if you saw what was going on in NAFTA, and what it did to Mexico and to Latin America, you saw what CAF was doing, now you're seeing it in Asia. So there's this big focus. Now, he has not been able to do as much of the Asia-Pacific pivot as he wanted to, because of so many other things that are on the table, and Congress pushing back a little bit, and so on and so forth. So I don't think he may leave off as not doing everything he's intended on doing. But there's certainly still going to be that push. And so I think it's important to, again, with all these other issues, that's off, right? So when some bombing campaign goes on in Iraq, nobody's thinking about the Asia-Pacific pivot. It's still going on, right? So that's it. Where do you focus your attention? There's all of these issues that are consuming us, and that's one of the challenges as well. But I think, and again, shows the connection, economics and military, right? So again, these things are connected. They are not mutually exclusive in any way.
And they are hand-in-hand tools for concentrating power and taking it away from people and putting it in the hands of an oligarchy and a corporate structure that is international and has no regard for laws. So the Trans-Pacific Partnership could not pass through the government, even in this corrupt swamp of a town, if it were made public. So it's kept secret, the language of it, and a push for fast track to ram it through. 2 weeks ago, Congress voted no presidential attacks on Iraq in response to overwhelming public opinion. So what does the president do? He waits till Congress leaves town. These are means of concentrating wealth and power, and when you have weapons companies pushing for wars, lobbying for wars, and getting what they're demanding and profiting off ultimately arming both sides. You're going to have U.S. weapons on the ISIS side and the Iraqi side, just as you had them on both sides in Libya, and profiting from both. And you have a trade pact that is intended ultimately to encompass the whole world, not just the Pacific region, that allows corporations to overrule the laws of nations by appealing to a couple of their friends on a board created by a handful of corporate lawyers. Well, then how are we going to ban war profiteering? How are we going to ban weapons sales? How are we even going to stop weapons sales to particularly brutal nations if we have lost those sorts of powers? So it is part of the same structure that we are up against. I think there were a couple hands in the back of the room. Yes, go ahead. As loud as you can. The question, if I understood and was able to hear it, was what can we